Weiler out front as we look to be running a little bit smoother now. Justin Weiler out front, Nathan Estep in second. Let me know how it is, if it's streaming better. Definitely looks a little bit smoother on my end. Doesn't look like we're having any drop rates. Oh yeah, we're definitely better off now. So, however it was streaming, definitely was screwing me up before, but we are back racing once again, guys. Definitely looks like we got a good frame rate. Let me know in the chat as you guys come back. And I'm going to go ahead and put another chat option in the stream chat. All right, guys, let me know how everything is on your end. Definitely seems to be doing better now. I had to shut it down and go back in. It should be better now. I don't know. I had to scramble to get my stream looking right. Should be better. All right, as we are at the front of the pack, Justin leading the way. Looks like Panko. We got breadcrumbs down on the bottom side trying to make up some ground. Single file, Justin with a great run. Nathan Estep in second. Here comes John Garrett. John Garrett looking to go to third as Slide Job Scott up on the high side. We're about to have four KMM, or 4 PGR cars down on the bottom side, and Scott up in the mix. Here comes James Jones trying to get up underneath Scott as Scott fights back up next to Gibney. Gibney in that fourth spot. Scott trying to take it away from him as these guys race side by side. So close, so close. Looks like Gibney's got some damage on the right side of that car. And you know what? James Jones has got damage on the left side. I wonder if those two got together. Mako in that number 48 takes it 3 wide. They're 3 wide back in the pack. 3 wide as Kevin falling back. He's got damage on the right front. Some decent damage on the right front of that number 31. Meanwhile, Justin Weiler in the lead. Nathan Estep in second. John Garrett in third. Slide Job Scott in fourth. Panko in fifth. Dave Bush in that number 53. James Jones in the 10. These guys are racing it out. We got a whole pack of cars moving back. We got Kyle Harbin. We got Kyle Harbin and Matthew Francis running together, and Greg Wood and Angel. Guys a little bit further back. They looks like Greg might have taken some damage repair on that, but it's still slowing him down. 18 to Todd back here. Sid way back there. This will go back up to the front. Here comes Estep looking to the high side of Justin. He's going to fall back in line as Justin is dominating this one here so far tonight. Thank you for the like, Holly. Yeah, let me know, guys, in the chat, how is the stream? Is it better than it was? Ooh, they're 3 wide back there. Estep make a big move as Justin goes back to 6th, falling through the field, almost down into Al. Al gives him the room, lets him in. Too early to be racing like that as they got 24 laps completed. Oh, we got a blinker. All right, cool. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to scramble. I usually use Gamecaster. And frickin' as soon as yeah, we're gonna run them at Eldora. Pro 2 lights will be at Eldora. I gotta put it in announcements. Jim Panko in second. Dave and Slide Job Scott fighting it out for third. Man, these guys have been changing positions like crazy tonight. Go back to this dynamic TV. It's kind of interesting as these guys are battling it out down on the apron. Jim Panko. We got breadcrumbs to the front of the pack in that number 48 as he gets around Estep. Estep falling back. It looks like momentum. Oh, we're 3 wide for the lead. 3 wide for the lead. E-Step on the high side. Breadcrumbs in the middle. Dave Bush down low. Down into turn 3 and 4. It's going to be Nathan on the bottom. Scott behind him. Dave Bush behind him. And then we got Panko. We got Breadcrumbs. Then Santos. Is Santos looking for somewhere to go. And here comes Panko down on the bottom. Dave Bush up high as these guys are racing it out. I just noticed that Dave has Let's Go Brandon on the back of his number 53 as he's looking up underneath E-Step, trying to find a way around down at the bottom side as they're going to run it down the back straightaway. Dave Bush is going to lose that ground. Dave Bush is going to fall back to the 4th position as Breadcrumbs gets out of him. Let's go, Brandon. John Garrett in the 6th position. Al right behind him. Kevin Gibney behind him. George Jewell. And that 07 is Justin. Who Justin clobbered the right side of that thing. Has fallen back to 10th. Cat wants some attention right now while I'm in the middle of the broadcast. These guys are getting dicey. E-Step in the lead. Breadcrumbs down to the bottom trying to take that 2nd spot. They are side by side from 2nd on back. The bottom lane losing ground on the straightaway. That top lane really goes on those straightaways. But that bottom lane will gain a little bit of ground on the turns. Definitely a little crazy here. Really? I don't know. I honestly, Mark, I just bought the track for this broadcast. Like, freaking 45 minutes ago. I haven't even run it. Ooh! Gibney and Panko, Gibney and Breadcrumbs almost got together. Those Breadcrumbs almost got gibbed right there. They're jibbed. As John Garrett looking way low as they are coming at us down the back straightaway. Yeah, I never bought it. But by the time I thought about it, I was running dirt. Oh! Kevin! He loses it! Somehow saves it! What a save by Jibbs. Jibbs in that number 31 almost jibbed the whole field right there. That was a wild one, guys. Just so you guys... Payback is coming for that, yeah. These guys are running hard. If you're looking at these guys with these next-gen cars, these next-gen cars are different. There's a whole lot of momentum. Almost always pack race. It's all about momentum. So you have to take those runs. You don't have any choices. A 3 wide for 3rd. Santos down on the bottom. He's going to lose ground as Breadcrumbs takes the 3rd spot. Breadcrumbs gets the run on Slide Job Scott as E-Step leads the way. Just so you guys... Oh, we got a caution. That should be stage break number 1. That is stage break number 1. So you got Nathan, Scott, Jim, Dave, Santos, Al, George, Kevin, John, and Matthew in the top 10, grabbing some bonus points. But guys, we are no longer going to be charging any of the leagues for broadcasting. Everything I do, it's because it's something that I feel you guys might want to watch. The way to support that and make it so I'm able to do is if you want to support the channel, follow the link to our Patreon down in the chat there. It's patreon.com/MDiTV. Make sure you check it out. I will have some rewards. I don't have them set up in there yet. I got 3 different tiers, but there's going to be more tiers. But that's a good way to make sure we can continue to bring you some of the great content that we bring you every day. Sometimes 3 or 4 or 10 times a day. As E-Step wins that stage. I'll tell you what, man. Justin led a lot of laps. That one hurt for him as he fell back to the 12th position. Didn't gain any bonus points for the stage. That one hurts. I don't care who you are, that one hurts. All right, it looking like everybody's gonna go down in the pits. Will anybody stay out and take the bonus points? Kevin's gonna come out. Oh, Kevin stays out. I'm not really sure why, but Kevin stays out. And everybody else goes back in. That's interesting, as Kevin is bumping the back bumper of that pace car. He's gonna stay out and lead one lap, I believe. He might not have led a lap earlier. That might be why he's doing that. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back. All right, I am back. Sorry about that. As we are about to go green flag racing, I had to get an announcement posted. I was scrambling before this one. These guys are coming around. That will be in the lead as they come to the green flag. Let's go on the no, actually, I take it back. Nathan will be in the lead as they go back to the green flag. Let's start on the nose of that number 55. Such a great view, and we get the rep his buddy who passed away, as he loves that paint scheme. He'll run it forever if he can. Green flag is coming out. Nathan Estep going to take him to the green flag and charge him into turn 1 and 2. Green, green, green. Nathan Estep in the lead. Slide job Scott on the high side in second. Here comes Dave Bush behind Estep, as that bottom side is really pushing with those new tires. Estep's going to slide up. Dave's going to slide back in line as they're going to go 3 wide for third. 3 wide for third. They think better about it. Go back to single file, double file, as Al and John are side by side for that 5th position. Who's going to get the advantage? Side by side. Here comes Greg Wood down to help his teammate down on the bottom side. John Garrett down low. Get some help out of Greg Wood. Down into turn 1 and 2. Let's see who gets the advantage coming through here. Still side by side back in the pack as everybody else. Single file in front of them. Four cars, single file up at the front. Oh, here comes Al with the big run on the top side, up above Santos. He's got Matthew Francis in tow. as they're going to try and make a run on the high side. Scott tries to block it, but here comes Al. Al up on the high side of Scott, as those guys are teammates over at Deep Racing. Al with the big run. Dave Bush puts the block on him as he goes to the outside of E-step. Al's going to look high. So does Dave. Dave thought about dropping back down as they are single file. Here comes Dave Bush down below Nathan E-step. Can he take the lead? Dave Bush, Al gets a run, almost thinks about taking it 3 wide. Just about gets in the back bumper E-step. Put Dave Bush in the lead. Side by side for second. Al down on the bottom side, trying to get around E-step. He's going to do it. No, E-step's going to fight back on the high side. No, he's not. I lied. Looks like Greg Wood is coming up through the field. He's trying to get up there to help E-step in that number 13 machine, as E-step side by side with Scott. Almost get together down in the turn. Duking it out up here, guys. Scott's going to try and work both lanes as Wilder's coming up. He had that damage from early on as he catches the draft out of his teammate. He's going to take the run around the high side. Santos down low. 3 wide. 4 wide. They went 4 wide for a minute as Scott decided to shove it in the middle. Justin Wilder's going to come out ahead of that one as they're still 3 wide behind him. E-step up high. Scott down low. Scott almost down into Santos. Santos is going to back out of that one. What's up, Freeling? How are you? Back to 2x2 as Al is looking for the lead. Al up behind that number 53 in that second place, was looking down low. Nothing there. He's going to stay in line. These guys are really duking it out here. Definitely a lot of momentum, as it looked like Todd might have had issues. He is off the track. Here comes Al down to the bottom side of our leader. Al not able to do anything. Now he's got to deal with Matthew. Here comes Greg Wood in the number 13. Where did he come from? He's trying to look below Matthew Francis. Down into turn 3 and 4 for third. Matthew Francis up high. Greg Wood down low, getting the draft from Al. He's going to get around the 14, put Greg Wood to the 3rd position. Coming to complete lap number 40. We are almost to the halfway point. Single file, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th is Justin sitting in that 5th spot. Again, a good run out of him. Nathan E-step sitting in 6th. Santos in 7th. We got Scott and George side by side. Guys are really duking it out up here as everybody goes single file. Everybody seemed to calm down a little bit right now as Gibney Jr. is now at least 1 lap down. I'm not sure what happened to Gibney to put him a lap down, but he is a lap down as Greg Wood going for 2nd as he dives up underneath Al. Side by side for 2nd. Matthew Francis to the back bumper of Al. That's going to hurt Greg. Greg, you definitely need some help getting to the front, as you can see here. What's Greg Wood gonna do? Is he gonna follow Al, or is he gonna move up to Dave Bush? He's gonna go high, give Greg Wood the high side, but here comes Matthew Francis on the bottom. Don't look now. Here comes Justin Wilder in that number 3 machine as he is gaining on this front pack. They're racing. Yeah, you're gonna run the Pro 2 lights? Their racing has brought Justin up to it as they are still side by side for the lead. Al on the bottom, Dave Bush down low, Matthew down low, Greg Wood up high. And Justin right at the back of the pack. That is your top 5. You could tuck them in with a blanket and they could all be cozy right now. What a race we got going on here, guys. It looks like Al is getting the advantage down the back straightaway as he's getting a push out of the 14. Give Al the lead. Will he slide up? Here comes Greg Wood to the bottom. That bottom side's going to get moving now. More cars there. Dave Bush kind of stuck by himself as Greg Wood almost gets into the 53. Drag race for 3rd. Greg Wood on the bottom. Justin's going to follow him. Greg looking underneath the 53. Can he get around him? Does Greg still have damage on the front of that thing? I wonder if he got it fixed or not. Oh, he just repaired it. So Greg Wood still has his fast repair. A little bit of damage on those. Definitely fast in that number 13. They better hope he doesn't fix that all the way, because he is quick. But he's going to fall back because he was by himself. He's going to fall back to the back of this group. And they're going to be single file first through fifth. Back here a little bit further, these guys trying to get organized and get to the front. Nathan Eastep all the way back to 9th. John Garrett in 10th. John Angel in that 11th spot. Kyle Hartman in 12th. Breadcomes all the way back to 13th. Sid Butler in 14th. Kevin Gibney Jr. sitting one lap down at least in that 15th position. Todd James and Mike Harper all off the track. To go back up to the front. These guys are going to go ahead and run single file. 44 laps completed. We're coming to a complete lap number 45. I got to imagine we're going to have another break in roughly about 15 laps after they cross the start-finish line. That'll be stage number 2. I believe it's going to be on lap 60. Or the completion of lap 60. As we are 45 laps completed. Al commanding this front of the pack at this point, as these guys are trying to figure out where they want to be, as Dave Bush trying to work up underneath Matthew Francis. Matthew Francis is going to go back to 3rd. Give Dave Bush that 2nd position. Right now, our biggest mover of the race is actually our leader. That is Alfred Denny. He is up 10 spots here tonight. Next biggest mover is going to be Justin Weiler up. Well, he was up 8th until Greg Wood got underneath him, as they are racing side by side. Teammates racing for that 4th position. Greg Wood down low, Justin up high. I think Greg is running. Well, Justin didn't get any damage repaired either. Wow. I'm going to say, I think that Greg is getting slow, though, when he gets in up by himself without any help. So that's definitely complicating his life right now. We got Al out front, still single file with this group. Let's go back and check on Santos and George Jules, still single file. Slide job Scott and Nathan Eastep looking underneath Scott for that 8th position in the number 55. These guys are teammates over at Deep Racing, but not teammates here tonight, as they are battling it out. It looks like Eastep might have a little bit of damage on the back of that thing, as he takes the 8th position away from Scott. John Garrett, these guys are staying pretty organized. But John Garrett goes to the bottom. I don't know why they didn't follow him, but if they can stay in line, they might be able to make some ground up on the guys in front of them. Back up to the front. As Greg Wood and Justin are falling back away from these guys, as Matthew Francis gets back underneath Dave Bush. He's going to stuff himself in that hole between the two, as we got a pair of KMM drivers in 1st and 2nd. Dave Bush in that 3rd position, as Greg Wood and Justin are in 3rd and 4th. They're actually in a pretty good position right now. Kind of got to like where those two are. They're far enough back where they shouldn't catch any issues, and they're far enough ahead of everybody else where they're not really going to catch them at this point, especially if they stay single file. So everybody kind of evening out right now as they are waiting for the next break. I wonder if they're going to take fast repairs on the next break, or if they're going to wait. Been a pretty uneventful race so far as cautions. Let's go ahead and look. As the front 3 are single file, Dave Bush. Matthew looking high. Dave Bush going to try and go underneath them as they come through turn 1 and 2. Coming out of turn 2, Dave Bush looking low. He's going to fall back in line. Greg Wood and Justin still single file back behind him. Santos and George Jewell single file behind them. Nathan Eastep. What's going on with... Oh, he's trying to break the draft, I guess? I don't know. Eastep drops low, as he is trying to find a way to get to those guys. Out to the front. Man, we got a lot of people watching. 46 people watching the stream right now as Nathan Eastep in the 8th position. We're going to go back up to the front as Al, Matthew, and Dave still single file. I got to imagine it's going to get a lot more dicier in the last stage of this race. Stay tuned as we got 10 laps until the next stage. Greg Wood, Justin, single file. Justin was looking low, but he's not going to do anything with that. As Matthew Francis being loyal, just pushing out, as those guys are teammates, like I said. Pretty quiet race right now. Not quite what last week was, but there was definitely some excitement earlier on. There was definitely some excitement early on. All right, still single file right now for the front of our pack. Let's go back and check on everybody else. Greg Wood and Justin obviously going to be single file. Santos and George Jules single file. Nathan Eastep trying to close on these guys as he can't seem to shake Scott. Scott's going to dive it down below Eastep as we get the 55 and the 22 side by side. Ooh, what a... I didn't expect Eastep to do that. I think he's just bored maybe. I don't think he's trying to break the draft. Can't imagine him trying to break the draft, but I'll tell you what, they keep doing what they're doing. This group here is going to catch them. Let's take a look at these lap times. We got John Garrett did a... Oh, they're not going to catch them. They're actually slower behind them. That is insane. I thought these guys would be the quickest. The quickest group right now is the top three. It does look like Santos and George Jewell are catching our leaders. Catching our next pack with Greg and Justin. But meanwhile, everybody just kind of staying where they're at. We have 45 total followers, or people watching right now, which is awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you give it a like, a share. And remember, we are no longer charging leagues for broadcast, so if you want to support us to help us keep bringing you great content, make sure you click our Patreon right there and give us a little bit of support. There's 3 tiers in there right now. There's gonna be some benefits and some gifts to the second 2 tiers. I still got to work all that out. I'm still working on that. I'm going to add a bunch more tiers. So Al still in the lead. Matthew in second. Dave Bush in third. Looks like Greg Wood and Justin have kind of separated. They're no longer together. As Justin is starting to fall back into the clutches of James Santos. But we have about 5 laps left to this stage. It shouldn't hurt him too bad. I don't think he's going to lose any position. But we are going to find out here soon. Back up to the front. If you look, most of our playoff cars will be represented by the orange down on the bottom, on the spoiler, and on the windshield. But so a couple people haven't gotten that done yet. As we are still single file, 4 laps to go in stage number 2. 4 laps to go. We're going to re-stack them, re-rack them, and probably get some fresh tires. Should be interesting, as it almost looked like Matthew Francis got into the wall. Greg Wood sitting in 4th, Justin in 5th. Santos is closing with George Jewell in 6th and 7th. Justin Weiler having a great run in that number 3 machine, sitting in 5th. Where did Jewell go? Did George Jewell just drop out? Oh, there he is. He blinked out for quite a bit there, as they are still side by side. I'll tell you what, Nathan and Scott have just had their own little race back here. Nobody else is racing but those two. I think they're just bored. Go Justin. Yeah. Justin's doing a great job. Up in the 5th position. I think he's definitely ready for this break, as it looks like Santos is closing in on him. As it is getting close here, we're going to probably see some passing going on if these guys can catch him. Justin has to find a way to shake these guys, as we have, I believe, 2 more laps to this stage. Who? Never heard of Angel. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Angel's sitting back here in the 12th position. Oh, that sucks, James. That sucks. Justin gonna have to battle these guys as Santos is closing the gap. Santos all over the back for Justin. Justin's got to battle out for him, as I believe we're coming to one before the break. Here comes James Santos to the bottom. Justin's going to be on the top. Can he fight back? Here comes George Jewell in the 07. As this is the battle for 5th, Justin's going to fall back in line. He's got some damage on that thing, and I think he's used up the tires a little bit. He's got to be happy, though. He led quite a few laps in the first stage. He definitely has to be happy about running in the top 10 this time, because he didn't get any stage points in the last one. Santos might get him, but he's still doing a great job. Here comes George Jewell on the high side. He's going to look low. Should be coming to the stage break here as George Jewell makes the move up underneath Justin. Justin's going to move to 7th position. Still a good run for him, as he's going to fight back. Ooh, Matthew takes the lead with Dave Bush, as our break should be coming out this time by. That's going to move Al back to 3rd. Greg Wood 4th. Santos in 5th. George Jewell in 6th as Justin fights back. The yellow is out, and we are going on the stage break. So Matthew, Dave, Al, Greg, James, George, Justin, Nathan, John, and Scott are going to be our top 10. So Angel, first car out of that one, sitting in the 11th position. I don't think he's got any stage points. He can't be happy about that. Let's go ahead and bring Angel in. Let's see, where's he at? Angel James in the booth, got a copy.
I got you, James.
Man, you are struggling to get those stage breaks as the competition that hires this track. Just you struggling?
It's a little of both. I know everybody says Michigan and California are the same, but we know I'm pretty good at Michigan. This place just gets me every time. Like always, I tagged the wall twice, so that kind of hurt me. And trying to slow up to avoid wrecking John earlier, that kind of put us out of the draft and really hurt us from there.
Well, there's a lot of cars in here with right side damage. I know Dozer Dave missed this one. There's a lot of cars out here with damage. I mean, you're not the only one. Are you going to save that fast repair, or are you going to use it now?
No, that's the hard part, because everybody's been racing so clean. So it's like last week, had I taken my fast repair in the end, I probably could have, maybe had something for Hartman. But I think it's just going to be kind of a toss-up what you do here, and that'll decide the end of the race. We've had apparently some really nice, clean racing, and I just need to get up there and be a part of it.
Yeah, it's definitely been some good racing. Don't miss your pit stop, because we're watching. Okay.
I didn't this time. I did it right this time.
Well, go out there and get them, and I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you, James. Have fun out there. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Yeah. All right, we're going to send Angel back to his room. You are grounded. Go back to your room. As these guys are getting pits done, Greg Wood out there. Did Greg Wood stay out? I don't know. Or did he say? Oh, I think he might have saved some tires or something. That was a quick pit stop out of Greg Wood as he's coming out first. It'll be interesting to see how strategy plays a role. These guys are still going to have to make a pit stop. Going to be interesting. Definitely going to be interesting. if you take your fast repair, when you take your fast repair. I mean, there's a lot going on right now. A lot these guys have to think about. Definitely a crazy one. Definitely a crazy one. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to just check on my kids, make sure they're in bed. All right, guys, we're going to go back green flag racing. Just checked on the kids. They are sleeping well. Greg Wood's going to be taken to the green flag. Should be a good one here. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Justin's had a great run. He's sitting 9th right now, but he's definitely put a good run here together tonight. He could be the big surprise. If we get a late caution, he's got a set of tires. He has definitely been quick here tonight. Definitely been quick. So Dave Bush been strong all night, starting on the outside of Greg Wood. Can he take advantage of that outside and that little bit of damage that Greg Wood has on the front? We're going to find out as the pace car drops off. And we are going green flag racing. Greg Wood down to the inside as we're going to hit 64 laps completed now. Greg Wood's going to move to the high side. Here comes Santos on the bottom. Santos next to Dave Bush is there side by side for second. Now remember, Greg has a little bit of damage, but those are laps led. Those are bonus points. He needed those regardless of the situation. As Santos is going to get around at number 53 and Dave. Here comes George Jewell in the 07 down on the inside. Now Santos looking to the bottom side up underneath Greg Wood as they're going to dive it down into turn 3 and 4. Santos is going to take that lead away from Greg Wood. Greg Wood's going to try and fight back on the outside. Can't do anything as he's got Dave Bush looking underneath him, looking to make it 3 wide. Dave decides to stay in line and push. Santos and George Jewell down on the bottom as we see, I think it was Dave just blink out as Santos has the lead, working both sides like this is a plate track. Greg Wood sliding up the track. George Jewell's going to get the advantage. As we got quite the battle back here. If you look at the back of the pack, they are shaking and baking all over the place. 2, 3 wide through the field. Dave Bush next to Greg Wood. He's looking to get around him through the turn here. As here comes Slide Job Scott. He wants a piece of the action. Slide Job Scott up underneath Greg Wood. He's going to try and take that 4th position. He does as he scoots up in front of the 13. Ooh, Matthew Francis almost in the back of Greg Wood. Behind him we have Al and the number 21. Al just led a whole bunch of laps. Can he get back to the front? Here comes John Garrett to the bottom side, our 2nd place qualifier. Here comes Kyle Hartman. We haven't talked about him all night. He's up to the 9th position. Meanwhile, Justin's falling back to the back of the pack. I think it's more strategic than anything else. As these guys are 2 and 3 wide through the field, they are spread out so many different lines here. Go ahead and take a look from the blimp. As these guys are getting dicey through the pack. Hey, that's a good view. We can see all these guys from there. Dave Bush going to look underneath George Jewell. Can he do anything? Santos gets a run on the high side of Bush. Oh, Dave could slide up now. Is he going to slide up and take that 2nd spot? No, he's going to keep digging on the bottom. Slide Job Scott trying to work the bottom side to get to the back of Dave Bush. Might have a huge draft advantage, but here comes Santos with a big push on George Jewell. Matthew Francis behind him. as these guys are working together. John Garrett moving his way back up to the back in that number 66. John Garrett in that Fort Worth screen printing number 66 up next to Scott as he's moving his way up to 6, but now he's got Kyle Hartman underneath him. These guys are racy tonight, but racing clean. I'll give them that. Looks like Justin, Nathan, a few guys have dropped back. Greg Wood towards the back of this pack, but we have another back here. Angel, Justin. Oh, he's got Kevin Gibney with him. Nathan, Sid. Definitely a couple packs going on, trying to figure out what's going on with everybody, what they're doing. Is Dave Bush underneath John Garrett. Here comes Matthew Francis above Santos. I'll tell you what, we're 2x2 back again through the field in this front pack. Yeah, 07. George Jewell out in the front as he's going to try and work both lanes. He's going to drop down to the 9 of Santos. Let's see if he slides back up in front of the 14. He does. Santos is going to fall back in line. Here comes Garrett with a big run. Almost in the back of Santos. John Garrett in that number 66. He's going to look low. Can he do anything with the number 9? He's going to fall back in line. Nope. Yes, no, maybe. Kyle Hartman looks low as John gets up underneath Santos as they're side by side for third. John Garrett in the 66 trying to work his way to the front as these guys are duking it out. 70 laps completed. We got 30 laps to go, guys. 30 laps to go. John Garrett working that bottom side. Can he make up any more ground as the top side starting to fight its way back? Matthew Francis in second. James Jones in third. John Garrett dropping back on the bottom side as Kyle Hartman takes the spot away from to fourth. John Garrett in the 66. Next to Slide Job Scott. Oh, Matthew Francis up high into the wall. George Jewell back to the point. Matthew Francis is going to fight on the outside. They are 3 wide per second as Kyle Hartman's making a move to the front. Kyle Hartman, 2 wide for first, 3 wide for third. Kyle Hartman to the front with John Garrett in tow. Can Hartman take the lead? He's going to take the lead as John Garrett's going to look underneath him. George Jewell looked like he was going to go low, but then seeing John Garrett going to fall back in line behind these two. So new leader Kyle Hartman to the front. George Jewell in second. John Garrett in third. John Garrett's going to look low as Matthew Francis has got to run back. Slide Job Scott in fifth. Santos in sixth. Dave Bush in seventh. Al in eighth. Jim Panko in ninth. Angel in 10th as he's looking up underneath. Well, Gibney is done as he looks up underneath the 31 lap car. Back to the front as George Jewell's looking high. John Garrett low, side by side for second and fourth. What a wild one we got going on here. John Garrett trying to push out in front. He's going to be in that second spot. Can he do anything with Kyle Hartman? He's going to fall back in line for now. This Slide Job Scott is looking low. What a race, what a race, what a race. George Jewell in the lead. John Garrett in second. Yeah, definitely a great race. I just see the great race. John Garrett trying to find, can John Garrett take the win? He's not a playoff driver, but he could definitely take the win. Here comes John Garrett up underneath. He's going to the lead. Gets around Kyle Hartman. John Garrett to the lead. Here's George Jewell looks underneath Hartman. Hartman throws the block as Matthew Francis gets the run on the high side as we got a battle for third. Kyle Hartman's going to look below John Garrett. He's going to fall back in line. Side by side for third between George Jewell and Matthew Francis. Here comes Santos in the 9. Slide Job Scott in the 22 and Dave Bush in the 53. George Jewell's going to move to the top side in front of Francis. Man, they are pushing. What a race. They get a big run. George Jewell getting that push out of Matthew Francis as Francis moves to the top side. He's going to lose Graphix. Oh! Catches the wall as slide job Scott's underneath him. Here comes Santos. He's going to follow Scott as Scott moves to the 4th position. Santos in 5th as Matthew Francis is going to fall back to 6th. No, Matthew's going to fight back on the high side. Can he keep that 5th position? As he fights hard in that number 14, he's got the draft from Scott. But Santos with a good run down on the bottom. He's going to have to fall back in place. We are single file through the front pack of the part of this field as Hartman looking low. Decides not to make a move. Here comes Matthew Francis up underneath Scott. Francis wants that 4th position. Scott has it. Oh, they almost get together. As here comes the 9 of Santos. He's going to look around the 14. Side by side with the 14. He's going to go ahead and take that 6th position. John Garrett looking for a way back around Hartman as Hartman looked underneath John Garrett to take the lead back. I didn't even see that. I was too busy watching the other one. Kyle Hartman left the drive as George Jewell's up to the 2nd spot. John Garrett in the lead. Slide John Scott up to 3rd. What a race. 24 laps to go. What a race we got going on here. It should only get better as the laps tick down. We should have green flag pit stops unless somebody makes a mistake. We are going to find out. I wonder if anybody's playing that strategy. Is it close enough that somebody could make it? That would be interesting. Back here at the back of the pack, let's look at lap times. Let's see if we can figure something out here. So back here, they're running about 2 seconds a lap slower than the rest of the field. I got a feeling they're saving gas. They're going to try and make it to that. That's the only guess I can have. It's been a lot of green flag racing. It's definitely a possibility. It could be a strategy as they're 3 wide for 3rd. 3 wide for 3rd. Who's going to come out ahead? It's going to be Santos in 3rd. Matthew Francis in 4th as George Jewell falls back to 5th. Here comes Dave Bush up underneath the 32 of Kyle Hartman. Who's going to get that spot? Is that position 6th place? John Garrett down to the bottom side. Slide John Scott trying to find somewhere to go. Scott in that 2nd position. What a race. What a race. I don't even know how to call most of this. It's so good. Guys, remember, if you like the content you see, we are no longer going to be charging leagues for broadcast. Make sure you help us out with supporting us over on our Patreon so we can keep you going with all this great content. It's John Garrett in the lead. Slide Job Scott in 2nd. Santos in 3rd. Matthew Francis in 4th. George Jewell in 5th. Dave Bush in that 6th position. Kyle Hartman in 7th. Al back here in the 8th spot. Angel in 9th. Greg Wood right behind, well, not right behind him, but Greg Wood in the 10th position. Panko. We got Breadcrumbs in 11th. Nathan Eastep in 12th. Sid Butler in 13th. I gotta imagine that they're trying to play some strategy. They are running so much slower. I don't think Eastep's car's hurt. Are they playing strategy? That is the question. Yeah, he doesn't have damage. I think they're playing strategy. As Slide Job Scott got the lead away from John Garrett. As we have drama going on with who's doing what. Can somebody make it? 20 laps to go. John Garrett's going to look up underneath the 22 of Scott. He's going to try to... Oh, the contact between the 66 of Garrett and the 22 of Scott. John Garrett came up, slid up the track, pushed up the track into the 22. Definitely unfortunate for those drivers. I'm curious, did he take any damage on that one? It didn't look like a very big hit. We're going to go ahead and look at the front of that thing. Yeah, he might have a little tiny bit of damage, but that doesn't look too bad. Let's go look at Scott. Scott's got a little bit more damage on the front of his 22, but don't look. Santos has a ton of damage on the front of his, so it seems like damage isn't affecting these guys quite like we thought it would, as they are side by side, 3 wide for 2nd. Oh, they almost wrecked. 3 wide per second. Scott up high. Matthew Francis on the bottom. Santos in the middle. 3 wide. What a race. Matthew's going to fall back in line. Santos left out to dry as Scott gets that second position. Here comes Santos back on the bottom as he's going to take third. George Jewell in fourth, and Matthew in fifth. Trying to shake that draft. That is what they're trying to do. As Santos is going to get up underneath Scott. Side by side per second. Oh, contact. Contact between the 9 and the 22. That's going to send Scott up the track. George Jewell is going to try and get around him. Scott getting beat up here in the number 22 is both of those situations. That one, he probably came down a little bit more, but man, both cars on the inside pushed up on him. Definitely unfortunate for the 22 as he is getting beat up. He's definitely got a little bit more damage on the side of that thing as he's got to deal with Matthew Francis behind him. What a race. This has been a good race. As John Garrett's trying to shake the draft, these guys are following him. Santos all over him as they're side by side for third. Side job Scott on the top side. George Jewell down low. Scott's going to have the third position as they cross the line this time by. We got 16 laps to go. 16 laps to go. John Garrett in the lead. So we're starting to see people falling back. I'm assuming maybe taking pit stops. I didn't even look. Yeah, we got people on pit road taking pit stops. So I have to imagine as Nathan and Sid move up that they're playing that strategy game, which is weird to see. See E-Step play that strategy. That is not normally his card, but he doesn't have any real damage on that thing. I can't imagine him being slow. It's John Garrett out front, Santos in second. Slide job Scott in third, George Jewell in fourth. You know, the other thing that could happen is we could get another caution as we got 15 laps to go. These guys are going to be trapped a lap down. They'll get the wave around. Unless Nathan and Sid stay out, but I can't imagine they would. They'll get the wave around, and these guys, these top 10 guys who have not pitted, will have a huge advantage over the ones ahead. John Garrett trying to break the draft, trying to get away from these guys. As Santos in that number 9 trying to pull back up. Looks like these top 3 have pulled away from George and Dave. Wow, Dave fell way back. I didn't realize that. In the 53, Dave in the 53 way back from this group. Kyle Hartman in 6, even farther back. As Angel's starting to close on the number 6. I'll tell you what, I'll be questioning my life choices if Angel's catch. I mean, just kidding, Angel. Back to the front. Who can make it? Who isn't going to make it? That is the question that everybody's asking right now, as strategy is being played everywhere. It looks right now like Nathan and Sid are trying to go all the way on gas. Can they do it? As John Garrett leads the charge in the front. John Garrett in the 66. Santos in the 9. Slide job Scott in the 22. And George Jewell in the 07. That is your top 4 all close together here. This is exciting. I'm so excited. I don't know who's going to win this one, who's got a pit, who's playing what strategy, but we're going to find out soon. Single file for the top 4. And I'll tell you what, Santos and Scott have a huge advantage. They're staying in the draft. They're saving gas. So even when they do pit, if they have to, they're going to have to take less gas than John Garrett. That could be an advantage too. Every little thing can make a huge difference as they have 12 laps to go. When do these guys have to pit? Do they have to pit? I gotta assume they do. Nathan sitting in that 8th position. Sid Butler in 9th. Matthew Francis in 10th. So what are these guys gonna do? What's the plan here as they decide to run single file? John Garrett looking good on that number 66, but he's going to have to pit and make it a perfect one if he wants to capitalize on this opportunity for a victory. like I said, I mean, we got a couple people like E-Step and Sid. I clearly think they're playing strategy. They could be the spoiler here. I'm curious what's going to happen as we got 11 laps to go. When do they have to pit? When is John Garrett going to pit? Santos, Scott, will they try and short pit each other? There is a difference on the tires. You can gain about a second and a half if you go in the pits. Right now, let's see. That's not even that big of a difference. Never mind. Oh, they're not taking tires, they're just taking gas. Take a splash and go. So tires won't make a difference. So they're just going to pit when they have to. Interesting as we got 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go. Can we stay green the rest of the way as we've had 2 great races in a row with not very many yellows? Gotta say, the improvement in this group the last couple of weeks has definitely been tremendous. Definitely much better racing as John Garrett has the lead. Santos in second. Slide job Scott in fourth. Let's go through the field while we get a little bit of a break. I'll try and keep an eye on when people go down into pit road. We're going to go off the nose of each one of these cars up through the field as we are taking these laps down. John Garrett in the Fort Worth screen printing number 66 in the lead. Santos in that number 9 sitting second. Slide job Scott in the 22 with damage sitting third. George Jewell in that 07 in fourth. Sorry, that's not Dozer Dave. We got Dave Bush in the 53. McDonald's machine sitting in fifth, and Angel on his nose, on his rear. And that number 90 Ford Mustang sitting in sixth. Kyle Hartman back to the 7th position. Hartman falling back. Try my nuts. Nathan Estep in 8th. Matthew Francis in that 9th position. Sid Butler falling back to 10th as he is about to go a lap down. 8 laps to go for these guys. Alfred Denny in that 11th position. Breadcrumbs in 12th. Greg Wood in the 13th spot. Justin Weiler in that 14th spot. Kevin Gibney in 15th. And then we got Todd Jones and Harper out of the race. Should be interesting here. When are these guys going to pit? This is interesting. Do they have enough to go the whole way? I can't imagine they got enough to go the whole way. I watched a bunch of people pit. I can't imagine these guys could stay out. I'd be wrong, I guess. What do I know? I'm just calling the race. Santos in that 2nd position. John Garrett still out front. As John Garrett seems to have broke the draft zone, but these guys could still get back to him. Not that it really matters here. A lot of these guys are in preservation mode. As I saw Estep just ahead of these guys. Is he at risk of going a lap down? Nathan Estep playing the gas strategy, I believe. Could he go a lap down? Could this strategy blow up in his face? Less than 7 laps to go. We're going to find out soon. John Garrett looking good, setting the tone. 6 laps to go. Does he have enough? Side by side for Estep and Matthew Francis, as Matthew Francis is going to take the spot away from Estep. Here comes John Garrett in the 66 as he's going to go around Estep. So curious what's going on, what Estep is doing. Can't imagine his car's that hurt. Doesn't look bad. I gotta imagine he's trying to go the whole way and nobody else can. I don't know. No, Estep, the 9th place car, now 1 lap down as John Garrett is setting the pace. Santos in 2nd, Slide Job Scott in 3rd, George Jewell. Oh, he's down on the apron. Is he out of gas? Is Jewell out of gas? He's going into the pit road. Like I said, I expected these guys to have to pit. As George Jewell is coming down pit lane, will he take his fast repair and some gas? Side by side for the lead as Santos looks underneath Garrett. Side by side. When will these guys pit? Do they have to pit? George Jewell should be coming on the pit road here soon. Oh, here comes George Jewell out of pit road. As slide job Scott all over the back bumper of the 66. He's going to move to the bottom. We got 4 laps to go. Do these guys have to pit? Do they have enough fuel? I don't freaking know. I don't know. As Scott goes to the lead in that number 22. John Garrett in second. James Santos in third. Santoyo in third. Who's going to get it? And like I said, gas. Is that going to play a role? So George Jewell came out ahead of Nathan Estep. So Estep's trying to save gas. That is not working. I don't know what's going on. Oh, here come our leaders down to pit road. Scott, John, and James all down pit road at the same time as Kyle Hartman stays out. He gets passed by Dave Bush for the lead. If these guys have to pit, it looks like it's going to fall back on Dave Bush as it stands right now. We got to see where these guys who just went the pits come out. Slide job Scott, John Garrett, and Santos. Where are they going to pull out as Dave Bush? Rounding turn 3 and 4. We got 3 laps to go. They just need a splash of fuel to go. Did Dave save enough gas? He did back off. Maybe that's what he was doing. It is so close when you're talking about a couple laps. Dave Bush crossing the start-finish line. This time by, we'll have 2 laps to go. Ooh, Scott, James, and John Garrett out of the pit road now. As Dave Bush is closing in. They came out with the lead. Slide job Scott came out with the lead as Hartman passes Garrett. I gotta believe Dave Bush falling back. Did he run out of gas? Is he running out of gas? We're gonna get 2 to go this time by. 2 more laps to go for slide job Scott. James Santoyo, Kyle Hartman, John Garrett. I gotta imagine Hartman's still gotta get gas. These guys came out in front of everybody. Whatever Estep was doing did not work. Not really sure what's going on with the number 55, but I'll tell you what, he needs a caution as they had 2 laps to go. Scott looking for the white flag, 1 lap to go. That's what he needs to see as they come out of turn 4. 1 more lap when they cross the start finish line for slide job Scott. Santos too far back to do anything as the battle for second is raging. Kyle Hartman up in this is amazing. Is there 3 wide for second? Scott's got it easy at this point. Unless something crazy happens, it looks like it's his race to lose. Kyle Hartman up in front of Santos. Here comes John Garrett under him. Down the back straightaway, we got a battle for second. Can the 32 of Hartman hold them off and finish second? John Garrett's going to dive it down into 3 and 4. John Garrett and Kyle Hartman side by side. Garrett slides up into Hartman. Oh, Santos connects. Scott wins. They're going to be 2, 3 wide for the second place. Hartman run out of fuel. Santos finished second. John Garrett third. Hartman fourth. Wow. Matthew Francis 5th. Al in 6th. George Jewell brings it home 7th. Estep and 8th. Dave Bush is going to not get in that 9th position. Breadcrumbs in 9th. Greg Wood in 10th. Dave Bush finishes 11th. Justin's going to bring it home 12th. What a finish, guys. What a finish. Wow. Angel's going to not even finish, I don't think. People running out of gas everywhere. Wow. Look at Slide Job Scott with the victory here in that number 22. He doesn't even normally race the series. So that's pretty cool to see him. Yeah, it was definitely a good race, Kelly. Definitely a good race. All right, let's go ahead and grab that. Will John Garrett talk to me? We're going to find out. Wow, what a race. What a freaking race. All right, let's bring in Garrett. John Garrett James in the booth. Got a copy.
10-4.
Man, what a run. That was a fun one to watch. You and Scott and James, man, that was awesome.
Yeah, I just set in the sim what I would have gave for a gallon and a half of fuel there.
Yeah, I was wondering how. I knew that it was gonna be close on gas, and I'm sitting here. Do these guys have to pit? Do these guys have to pit? And it came down to a pit stop. I know Scott was pretty aggressive up there. James was pretty aggressive, and you were doing your thing, leading a lot of laps. I mean, that had to feel good. Is there anything you could have done different to win that one, or you think it just kind of fell on pit stops there?
Oh, I could have started saving when we took off there, but again, I was playing the team card, so I was pretty fast and was up there with the leader. So I was going to try to run them out of fuel, which we did, but it didn't work out. They got in and out in time. It just didn't work out this time. But I'll take a third.
Well, I'll tell you what. Scott isn't in the points either, so yeah, you helped your team by at least making sure Scott won this one. Any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Fort Worth Screen Printing as always, Athens Screen Printing, Head Candy, Richmar Florist, Fort Worth Screen Esports, Outrun Esports, and my stream, of course, John T. Garrett. I've got 28 people watching right now. That's a super high for me.
Yeah, I've been getting higher too. Like right now, I think I got like 33 over there. So yeah.
Yeah, and I want to thank Daniel Morad from Moradness Twitch channel. He came in and gave me, before this race, gave me some tutoring on road course racing. So we'll see how that works out Sunday night. But a bunch of these viewers came from him, so I certainly appreciate his help.
That's awesome. Well, go enjoy that podium finish, and I'll see you Sunday.
All right, thanks, James.
Later, bud. Hey, and tell Justin he did a good job today. Early
All
on,
right.
it was fun to watch him.
10-4.
All right, so John Garrett. Oops, did I put him in the? Oh. Whoops, my bad. All right. Where is James? I guess we don't have Santos in here. All right, bring him in. The governor. All right, let's bring in. Well, I guess I don't have second place. Now, normally you're race control, but man, what a hell of a race today.
Oh, thanks, man. Wow. It's funny because, Max was going to race control and Angel texted me like 2 hours before the race and he's like, "You want to run?" And I was like, "You know what? Sure." And I never expected this. I bought the track like 5 minutes before practice started, so this is awesome.
Yeah, that was a great run. I mean, you guys were dicey up there, little door banging. But other than that, it was pretty clean. It was pretty fun to watch. I mean, man, that was awesome.
Yeah, I loved it. The guys up front ran super clean the whole race. I had a lot of fun. There was a lot of give and take, a lot of push and shove. It was honestly probably my favorite race I've ever run on iRacing.
Well, I know it's been a minute since I talked to you, but maybe I'll get an opportunity to talk to you over on Sundays. But why don't you give a shout out to your friends, family, sponsors who helped get you up here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, I got to thank the sponsors, Plan B Sales, Circle B Diecast. They're great. Promo code Deep Racing for free shipping orders $20 or more. Blackwater Suds, great stuff. Actually, just turned a friend of mine onto that. Same promo code for 10% off on that. Old
Uh-oh.
product, same promo code Deep Racing, 10% off there. And then of course just my teammates, both at Deep Racing and in this race. I know Nate Eastep and I weren't teammates tonight, but still love him and still appreciate what he does. On the side in Deep Racing. Al, Jason, Greg, Chris, they're all awesome. Really got to give a shout out to Angel for putting this league on, giving me the chance to race. And then all of his teammates tonight to kind of help me not feel alone on the track. So, and then definitely a shout out to you for your awesome broadcasts.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every time I watch one of your broadcasts, they just keep getting better and better. So I look forward to that.
Well, I'm sorry about your tasted broadcasters, failing worse with care, but no, enjoy this victory. Go celebrate, and I'll see you Sunday.
Yes, sir. I got to thank one more person. I got to thank my main man Timac for showing me that there are greener pastures out there. Because I'm definitely living in one right now. So I appreciate that.
Oh, I love that. That was a good shout out. All right, brother. Well, go enjoy this victory, and I'll come talk to you in a few minutes.
Yes, sir, brother. I'll talk to you later.
All right, slide job, Scott. With the fun side of him right there. Oh, let's go ahead and pull up tonight's results. Man, what a race. That was a hell of a race, guys. All right, tonight's results. Slide job, Scott gets the victory. Santos in second. John Garrett in third. Kyle Hartman in fourth. Matthew Francis in fifth. Alfred Denny in sixth. George Jewell in seventh. Nathan Eastep in eighth. Jim Pako in ninth. Greg Wood finishes 10th. Dave Bush in 11th. Justin in 12th. Sid Butler in 13th. Angel's going to finish 14th. Kevin Gibney. Man, what are you doing, Kevin? Finishing 15th. Todd in 16th. James Jones with Internet Issues finishes 17th. And Mike Harper rounds out the field in 18th, guys. We're going to go ahead and call it a night. We got Pro 2 lights later, so make sure you hit that notifications, and